Welcome! This is our class number 16. Today we are going to correct our list of exercises number 4, okay? So how did you guys find it? Was it too easy, too difficult? Please give me some feedback so that I can better adapt this list for your needs, okay? So if you didn't do the list yet, you can download it on my website, right? Just go there. You can download the list, or I'm also going to leave available a link where you can download the list at the description of this video, okay? So let's begin. Question number 1. Rewrite these sentences using wish. Remember that more than one answer is possible, okay? So usually one very usual answer for this kind of exercise is using exactly the same verb but in the negative, or if the verb is already in the negative, the problem is in the negative, you can also use the wish sentence in the affirmative, okay? But this is only one possibility, right? There are others. We're going to see this, okay? For example, Peter can't play soccer. Peter can't play soccer. So we use the verb can in the negative. So usually you can use now the verb can, but in the past, remember, which would be could in the affirmative. For example, he wishes he could play soccer. He wishes he could play soccer. Okay, so I used can in the simple present negative. Now the wish sentence goes for the affirmative, but of course goes to the past, okay? Can becomes could, right? But there are other possibilities. For example, I could say, Peter can't play soccer. Well, he wishes he were a very good player, for example, okay? So then it's a related topic, but I'm not using exactly the same verb, okay? Now, letter A. Diane doesn't have good grades this semester. Diane doesn't have good grades this semester. So, she doesn't have. Now we should use Diane wishes she had better grades. Diane wishes she had better grades. Now, if you tried a different answer, please post on the comments of this video, and I can tell you if you did it right or wrong, okay? No problem. There are many possibilities, right? She doesn't have good grades this semester. She wishes she were a good student. She wishes she had studied more, okay? There are many options to do this wish sentence whenever we have a problem, okay? So if any of you did something different, you can post and I can comment, I can correct it for you, okay? Now, let's continue. Letter B. Hector won't go out this weekend. So this weekend he's going to stay home, right? He won't go out. So he wishes he would go out. He wishes he would go out this weekend. Remember? So we use the verb will in the negative, and then the wish sentence goes to would, right? Will becomes would. He won't go. He wishes he would go, right? This is very simple. The same, if you did it differently, please just post and I can correct it for you, okay? Another example here. He wishes he wouldn't stay home this weekend. He wishes he wouldn't stay home this weekend, okay? Another possibility. Now, letter C. Dave isn't very good at sports. So Dave isn't very good at sports. He wishes he were good at sports. Or he wishes he were better at sports. Okay? So both are possible and many others, right? Letter D. Wilson doesn't have any free time. He works a lot. He doesn't have any free time. So he wishes he had some free time. Or he wishes he had more free time, okay? No problem. He wishes he didn't work so much. Another possibility. He wishes he didn't work so much, okay? So there are many possibilities, right? Letter E. Pamela can't fit into her old pants. So fit in It's like, for example, when we put on some weight, it's a little harder to fit into our old clothes, right? So, she can't fit into her old pants. She wishes she could fit into her old pants. She can't, she wishes she could. Okay? Other possibilities. She wishes she didn't put on so much weight, for example. Okay? She wishes she lost some weight. She wishes she lost some weight, right? Another possibility. Okay? Now, exercise number 2. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs, in parentheses. Use the present perfect or the simple present. So now we have to choose present perfect or simple present. Or simple past, right? Present perfect or simple past. Then turn the sentences into interrogatives and negatives, okay? Now, on Monday, I to my grandparents' house. So the verb is the verb to go. Now, can I say on Monday I have gone? No, remember, every time we specify the moment in the past, we cannot use the present perfect, right? So, on Monday I went, simple past. On Monday I went to my grandparents' house. Okay? Now, very simple. Questions in the simple past. Did I or did you? Okay, so here I changed I for you because did I is not incorrect, right? It's a little strange to ask, right? But it is also correct, no problem. But I changed to make a little more sense. So, did you go to your grandparents' house on Monday? Did you go? Negative. I didn't go to my grandparents' house on Monday. I didn't go or I did not go to my grandparents' house on Monday. Okay? Letter B. Since Monday, Ursula to her grandparents. Now, this grandparents here is the same as grandparents' house, okay? So it's normal to say that. I'm going to my parents. Means I'm going to my parents' house. I'm going to my grandparents, okay? No problem. This is implied, okay? It's a common usage in English, okay? Now, Ursula, now again the verb go. Now, can we use the present perfect in this situation? Yes, we can. Why? Because look, I'm not saying only that I went there on Monday. Of course I went there on Monday. But since Monday, Ursula has gone to her grandparents. So Ursula is not at home now. Since Monday, she has gone to her grandparents. Right now, she is at her grandparents, you see? So you see there is a connection to the present. We are talking about a period of time. A period that started in the past, started on Monday, and continues up to the present, up to the moment that we are talking, okay? So since Monday, Ursula has gone to her grandparents. So she is there now. She has gone since Monday. She went on Monday and now she's still there, okay? Now, question using the present perfect. Now, the auxiliary verb is not the verb did, right? It's not the verb to do. It's the verb to have. So, has Ursula gone to her grandparents? Has she gone to her grandparents? Okay, you could say, has she gone to her grandparents since Monday? Also correct, okay? Or negative, Ursula hasn't gone to her grandparents. Hasn't gone to her grandparents, okay? So see, it's very important to remember, okay, to recall the difference between the simple past and the present perfect. You see, the simple past we use did for questions and negatives. Present perfect we use the auxiliary verb have, okay? So the verb have comes before the subject to ask a question, and it receives the not particle to make the negative, okay? Very simple, right? Now, letter C. Paul this car for 3 years. Now we have the verb to have. This car for 3 years. Now, is this a point in time or a period of time? This is a period of time, right? So, I can ask you this. Does Paul still have this car? Yes, he does. He has had this car for 3 years. So 3 years ago, probably he bought this car and he still has it. Okay, he still has the car. So this is a period of time and there's a connection to the present. So he has had this car for 3 years. It's important also to observe that when the verb have is the main verb, we are also going to use the verb have as the auxiliary verb. Okay, so has, had. Exactly like it happened with the verb to do, right? What did you do yesterday, for example? Okay, so the verb to do is the auxiliary verb and the main verb. Okay, no problem here, the same. The verb have 2 times. Okay, Paul has had this car for 3 years. A very easy question. Has Paul had this car for 3 years? And the negative, Paul hasn't had this car for 3 years. Paul hasn't had this car for 3 years. Now, letter D. My nephew, a heart attack 3 years ago. So again, the verb have. Now, in this case, can I use the present perfect? No, I cannot. Why not? 3 years ago is a point in time, right? 3 years ago, my nephew had a heart attack. Okay, so he had a heart attack 3 years ago, and that's it. He had a heart attack, right? It's over. It ended probably 3 years ago or a little later. Okay, so now there's no connection to the present, so we can just use the simple past. Now, when we use the simple past, I can never place the main verb before the subject, okay? Never. So what are we going to do? We are going to use the auxiliary verb did, right? Did my nephew, or did your nephew, a little better, did your nephew have a heart attack 3 years ago? Did he have a heart attack 3 years ago? My nephew didn't have a heart attack 3 years ago. My nephew didn't have a heart attack 3 years ago. Now, number 3, fill in the blanks with been or gone. Remember the difference between been and gone? Let's see. Now, letter A. I have to Japan. Look at the kimono I bought. So this person is not in Japan. He's saying that he went to Japan. So this is in the past. Now he's here. He's showing the kimono, right? He bought. So we can say that he has been to Japan, right? So he says, I have been to Japan. Look at the kimono I bought. If I used the verb gone here, means that he's still in Japan, okay? So if he says, I have gone to Japan, so he's talking on the phone. He is in Japan. He's gone to Japan, okay? Now, he has been to Japan. Now he's back. Look at the kimono he bought, okay? Easy, could you understand? If you have any problems, any doubts, you can ask me, okay? It's going to be a pleasure to answer. Now, letter B. Chris is not home. He has gone to work, right? Now, this is exactly the situation. He is not home. He has gone to work, okay? He left. He is at work. He has gone to work. Letter C. Are you going to the mall? So look here. This question is asking about the future. Are you going to the mall? No, I have already there. So this person is talking to the other. This person is not at the mall. So she says, I have already been there. She has been to the mall, but now she's back. She has been to the mall, but now she's back. Okay? Now, number 4. Fill in the blanks with ever, never, already, just, or yet. Have you drunk wine? Okay? Have you drunk wine? So in this case, we want to know about the whole period of the whole life of this person, right? We are talking about a period of time, and this period is the life of the person we are asking. So, have you ever drunk wine? Have you ever drunk wine means, have you at least once in your life drunk wine? And the answer, no, I haven't drunk it yet. I haven't drunk it yet. So yet is a particle we use to say that something didn't happen so far, up to now, but probably may happen in the future, okay? So it didn't happen yet, but it may happen in the future, okay? So we usually use yet when the sentence is negative or when the sentence is a question, okay? So, have you ever drunk wine? No, I haven't drunk it yet. I haven't drunk it yet. Letter B. Have you done your homework yet? Okay, so have you done your homework yet? So when we ask this kind of question, means that we suppose that this person is going to do his homework sometime, right? He is going, but has he done it yet? He's going to do. I'm sure he's going to do. I just want to know if it is or not already done, okay? So, have you done your homework yet? Of course, I have finished it. I have already finished it. Remember, we use already to talk about something that happens before expected, right? Before expected. So, I have already finished it, okay? And we use already usually in affirmative sentences, okay? Now, letter C. I have come from a costume party. I have, so she wants to say that she went to a costume party and she's back a very short time ago. So I have just come from a costume party. So she went and now she's back, right? She has just come from a costume party. Remember costume? Costume is when you dress up like characters, right? Like a monster, like a cartoon character, right? These are costumes, okay? Now, have you been to one? The same. Have you at least one time in your life been to a costume party? To one costume party, right? So have you ever been to a costume party? Have you ever been to one? No, I have never been to a costume party, okay? So here we could have two possibilities. In this case, only never was possible because of the position, right? So no, I have never been to a costume party, or no, I haven't been to a costume party yet, okay? This would also be possible, but for the position here, only never was possible, okay? So that was it, guys. Next class, I want to talk to you about the difference. So this class and the past few classes, we saw the difference between the present perfect and the simple past. Now, in this case and next class, we're going to see the difference between two ways of talking about the future. One is with going to, remember, to be plus going to, and the other is with the verb will, right? So we are going to see the difference. When can we use will? When can we use going to, okay? Hope you guys don't miss it. Thank you very much for watching. See you next class.
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want.